Hi, good afternoon. This is Amy Woodard, and this is my second observation of Krista, the art teacher. Hey, well, thank you so much for allowing me to come. Oh, you can't see me. Allowing me to come into your classroom and observe your third grade art lesson. So I just took some notes. So I just want to go over some of the things that I saw.
Sure.
First of all, I love that your students come in here with a routine. They know what to do. They hang up their coats. They get out their sketchbook. So I noticed that you did I call it a do now, but I don't know if it was do now, your weekly challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Explain to me a little bit I know they had to do some shading, or 3D, but is that something
Right.
you do with them all the time?
So one of the main things that follows the state and national standards is that they have to learn the principles of art and the elements of design. So to make it a little bit easier for them to learn each one, I give them a challenge. So each of them have this challenge paper breaking down each of the elements and principles. And they have to use one of them on a whole piece of paper to describe how they're feeling at that time.
Honestly, that's great. I hadn't, when I went to your other class, I didn't see that. So is this something that you just do with this grade level, or you do it?
The other class was
First grade.
first grade, so they have a much simpler task.
Okay.
They're not quite ready for some of those more complicated elements and principles, like form, like the one you saw today. It's kind of difficult at that age level to do the shading to create something 3D or even draw, a cube, three-dimensional.
I really like that activity. I thought it was really great to get them grounded and start. So I understood today was a new lesson. I like that you had your objective up there on the television screen, and I really enjoyed that you were making sure that everybody was participating. You were really focusing on active participation and asking questions about their prior knowledge, what they knew. You wanted to know what they knew about the concept that you were teaching and about the marigolds. What struck me as a music teacher was I didn't even know about this until I watched the movie Coco. So for me, I thought that was really great, and I got to learn some things as well. I like that you broke down how to do the marigold, the origami, and simple tasks, because as you know, origami takes step by step by step. But I like that you sat there and you walked around and showed everyone this is where it is, this is where it is. I don't know if you saw that. Vihan was a little stuck, so Jack went over and assisted him. So I like that you had that nice tone that, listen, we can all work together. There's no pressure if we make a mistake. Because one of the girls said, well, does it have to be perfect? And your explanation was, well, flowers are organic. Everyone's different. So I really like that. And it kind of met them like, oh, okay, my fold doesn't have to be perfect. So great job with that. When you passed out the pipe cleaners, you talked about how you had used them before. So you were reinforcing some of the things, some of the school, tools, as well as the scissors and things like that. So you were constantly checking them. They were like, okay, is there any questions? Are we good? Can we move on? I thought that was really good. So I want to talk about how, first of all, how you closed the lesson and reinforced everything they learned, but your classroom management with, what is it, 5, 4, 3, 2, what did you do to get there?
Oh, the two fingers.
2 fingers. Okay, I was like, I had my glasses on, but I didn't see it, but I really like, they knew what to do. So your classroom management is great for a second year teacher, really, really great. Explain to me a little about your art box. Your
Art box.
That's a new
It is new
incentive
this year.
that you tried this year, yeah.
Yeah, so the art box, they can earn for different things. So I always like to review at the end of a lesson to make sure that they got everything. So I'll ask them questions, and to motivate them, especially the more shy students, to answer the questions, they can earn art bucks. And with these art bucks, they can cash them in to earn something like a teacher switch day, where one of them will teach an art lesson, and then I'll be them as a student, or the movie day, or game day, So, of course, they have to earn a fairly large amount of art bucks to earn one of those things.
So this is not only incentive for them, but it's also a way to encourage active participation, to test to see, to a check and balances for you to see if they understood the concept. Yeah. I've never seen that done, so I want to say that's really, really, really interesting what you did. So I wanted to know, did everything go according to plan for your lesson?
For the most part, I think that the other class grasped how to form the flowers a lot easier than this class did. They struggled a lot with their fine motor skills when it came to the pipe cleaners.
So how did you adapt
your
lesson to that?
Yeah, I noticed that most of them needed me hand over hand to guide them on how to use those pipe cleaners and twist them tightly. I try not to do it for them, but only do, a small gesture to give them the
started.
idea and then have them bring it further. So I think that maybe a further demonstration with the pipe cleaners might be helpful for them.
Okay, really good. Did you get the learning outcomes that you kind of expected in this lesson? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found actually that this class grasped everything a lot more than the other class did. While that class was better with the fine motor skills, this class was better with understanding all the things that I showed them. At the end of the class, you saw on the carpet, they were able to come up
Why
with
do you
those
think
facts.
it? Do you think it's? Why do you think it is that way?
It's different types of learning. I think it might also be how I teach the lesson to them. Maybe I was more energetic this time when I taught them the material, so it stuck to them more.
Yeah.
It could also be that this class I was able to make that connection with the marigold flowers from the previous year, and I don't think the last class it came to me as quickly that we did the
We did this
marigolds
before.
last
Yeah.
year. So
That's awesome. What opportunities do you kind of give your students to extend their learning beyond the classroom, especially with this lesson? Like, what are some things that they're gonna?
So this pulls into Spanish, so they learn a world language in here as well, but they also applied it last year to science, so they know that this applies to other subjects. It also helps them analyze symbolism and learn about meaning and the meaning that you can find in different things. It also is an outlet, so if you are struggling with something at the moment, origami is a really relaxing sort of thing to practice.
Really, I had no idea. I never. I mean, I meditate, but I never knew. I guess that is because you have to focus. and
Yes.
that's great. I wonder if we could do that with other kids. When you have those students that are having some issues. That's a great. I didn't know that. Wow.
Especially the hyper ones.
Yeah. What goals are you working towards for yourself and your students as you progress throughout the year? What are some of your goals, especially with this third grade class that you had?
Right. So each year I adjust the lessons according to make sure that they are learning all of the state and national standards for that grade. So I need to make sure that they accomplish all those learning objectives by the end of the year. So it's great for me if they can remember the artist or theme, the principles and elements for that lesson, and the material they used. Those are the three main things that they need to pull out of the lessons. So if they can tell me those three things for each lesson at the end of the year, my job is done.
Great. So I finished with my evaluations. Do you have any questions for me or any does the feedback help you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that first of all, and I will say this as a second year teacher, I'm very impressed with your lessons and how well thought they are, but also how you work with the children, because art is very individualistic and some kids progress at a different level, and I like that you walked around the room and worked. You could tell who needed the assistance and who didn't, but I really like the tone that you foster in your classroom. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to be silly too, which I like. So, Krista, thank you so much for allowing me to come in today, and great job.
Thank you.